Welcome to another episode where we delve into the oddities of history. Today we're exploring the strange and bizarre facts about historical leaders. Throughout history, leaders have left fascinating footprints. One such example is Napoleon Bonaparte. Despite common belief, he wasn't short. Standing at 5 feet 7 inches, he was taller than the average Frenchman of his time. He had a bizarre fear of cats. Yes, the conqueror of nations was petrified by feline creatures. On the other hand, American President Abraham Lincoln stood at a towering 6 feet 4 inches, making him the tallest US president to date. Plus, he's the only president who was a licensed bartender. He even co-owned a tavern in Illinois. Speaking of presidents, did you know that US President John Quincy Adams swam nude in the Potomac River every day? Let's travel to Russia. Peter the Great had a fascination with teeth and played dentist with his court, often yanking teeth out for fun. In England, Queen Elizabeth I had a sweet tooth, which unfortunately led to a mouthful of rotten teeth. Famed for her intellect and political acumen, she was also proficient in Arabic, Latin, Greek, and Welsh. She could also reportedly write with both hands, a skill known as ambidexterity. Not all leaders were humans. Caligula, a Roman emperor, made his beloved horse Incitatus a senator. Egypt's pharaoh Pp II despised flies so much, he kept slaves smeared with honey nearby to keep them away from him. Genghis Khan, the Mongolian emperor, enforced strict laws about secret recipes. Anyone who disclosed the recipe for his favorite meal was put to death. Winston Churchill, Britain's World War II leader, insisted on taking 2-hour naps every afternoon, no matter what was happening. The British Bulldog, as he's known, loved to take 2 baths a day. He found this practice relaxing and often took meetings while in the bathtub. He had a unique routine. This wartime leader would start his day with a whiskey and soda and would often work from his bed until noon. Emperor Nero, known for his madness, was also an artist. He forced everyone in Rome to attend his performances, which often lasted hours. Queen Victoria, the first British monarch to live in Buckingham Palace, had a pet rat she adored. In stark contrast, she broke the norms by proposing to her husband, Prince Albert, a fact much overlooked in the annals of history. In China, Emperor Qin Shi Huang was so afraid of death, he consumed mercury pills, believing they'd make him immortal. America's 26th president, Theodore Roosevelt, read an estimated 1 book per day, even on days when he was busy with presidential duties. Moving to the east, Tamerlane, a fearsome Mongol conqueror, suffered from acrophobia, a fear of heights. Quite ironic, considering he built some of the highest structures in the world at that time. Louis XIV of France, due to his fear of being assassinated, didn't allow anyone to see him naked. His servants dressed him behind a large screen. Back to America. US President Lyndon B. Johnson had an odd way of asserting dominance. He'd hold meetings in the bathroom while doing his business. Talk about peculiar power plays. Catherine the Great of Russia wasn't Russian at all, she was actually German. She was also a prolific art collector. Her collection was so vast that it laid the foundation of the Hermitage Museum. Closer to modern times, we have another unusual American leader. Richard Nixon, plagued by paranoia, used to talk to the paintings in the White House when he was alone. He reportedly asked them for advice. In Japan, Emperor Akihito is a published scientist specializing in marine biology. He even has a goby fish named after him. That's it for today's bizarre facts about historical leaders. Stay tuned for more fascinating trivia from the annals of history. See you next time. King George III of England had a rare disease that turned his urine purple. Sultan Ibrahim I of the Ottoman Empire had a particular fondness for obese women, so much so that he once ordered the search for the largest woman in his kingdom. Kim Jong-il, North Korea's late leader, reportedly hated flying so much that he traveled by armored train instead. Australia's longest-serving Prime Minister, Sir Robert Menzies, was phobic of hospitals and avoided them at all costs. In ancient Rome, Julius Caesar was known to wear a laurel wreath to cover his baldness. King Charles VI of France believed he was made of glass and could shatter at any moment. Back to America, Benjamin Franklin, the scientist, inventor, and politician, had an unorthodox method to brainstorm new ideas. He would sit naked in what he called air baths, believing it would clear his mind. People know Sir Isaac Newton for his revolutionary discoveries in physics. But did you know he was also an alchemist, who spent years trying to find the Philosopher's Stone? We also have Mahatma Gandhi, the peaceful freedom fighter. He was an avid walker, often covering 10 to 15 miles a day. Gandhi believed that walking was a means to attaining enlightenment. From India, we move to China. Chairman Mao was known for his revolutionary philosophies. But did you know he never brushed his teeth? He simply rinsed his mouth with tea. Coming back to modern times, we have John F. Kennedy. Despite being a charismatic leader, he was a notoriously bad driver. In fact, he never obtained a driving license. These strange facts undoubtedly add a different dimension to these historical figures, reminding us that they were human, with quirks and odd habits just like the rest of us. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey. Until next time, keep exploring the curious corners of history. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.